Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you go on Amazon. Where else we at? We're on Spotify, Apple Music. Type in PoPolitickin and listen to some of our interviews since 2008. 1-2-1-2 in place
Hey,
with Deuce Ellis. Deuce Ellis, how you doing?
peace, peace. Another day in paradise, man. Thank you for having me on the Politickin podcast. Feels
Man,
good. Feels good.
no doubt, man. I'm thinking about the Cowboys. I was about to say Elliott. He
Ah,
bad.
ah. Yo, Bills won yesterday. Shout out to Buffalo Kids.
Man, I
What you
like the
smoking on,
Bills.
my guy?
I'm smoking on, this is Old Family Purple.
Ooh, okay, okay.
I just be getting them. I
Uh,
get them off the name now. It sounds good. What you smoking on?
I got some orange crush and then some strawberry moon rocks crushed into it. And I've been eating these edibles all fucking day. I should
This
stop.
right here is called Gucci OG.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh, yeah. We in the smokers club, man.
I'm trying a little bit, man. Got my little lighter, so I be trying. Now I'm gonna say the Bills, man, they good, but I got their defense on my fantasy team, so they gotta step that shit up. Yeah,
It's
but I
always
rock
a
the
little
Bills.
more
I got,
personal
I
with the
got
defense.
the Bills defense, and I got old boy Poyer, Jordan Poyer or something.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I like
okay.
the Bills. And then old boy even balling out now. Oh, and I got he got hurt though, but Brown, I got Brown too.
Oh wow. So yeah, you room via fantasy team. You room for the Bills this year too.
I
You know
guess,
what I mean?
man.
It's a
Yeah,
beautiful.
I mean, I'm a old school fan. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Bills, but shit, I wanted them to win back in the day. I got tired of them losing all them back to backs like that. I was like,
Didn't
shit.
we always, man? Man, I was hoping the conversation didn't steer that way. I was about to steer back.
But I'm just saying how that
But
was a
nah,
squad.
it's a
Look at
beautiful
that
thing.
squad now. That was a squad.
Yeah, yeah. Yo, why are we watching the NBA Finals damn near October, man? But it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
good one.
I'm just enjoying this period of time right now because one day it's gonna go back to normal. Then we're gonna be sitting there crying. Man, we're gonna be like, oh shit, I remember we used to be in the house all day chilling, smoking weed, watching the games. Then when we go back to normal, like, oh man. So I'm enjoying life, man. This shit just it's weird, but I'm just taking it all in.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
So I wanted you to talk about what's your hometown, where you from? Then you from New York.
All right, I was born in Buffalo. I was raised in Brooklyn, and I spent my whole life between the two. So I always got love for both, playing both. I'm in Brooklyn right now at the Co-Classes compound. This is where we, set up the business and decided to try and grow and elevate and start, getting locations. But man, I claim both. So
Yeah, then I see you do a lot.
718, 716.
I see you produce, rap, and play guitar.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? It's been a journey, man. I started out just I don't want to say just rapping, but I rapped and toured and did like the DIY like tours, and we done crashed couches, tore up hotel rooms across the country, booked hundreds of our own shows, my own shows, and as you progress as an artist, you're always trying to grow, and at some point, production just seemed like a way that I could really express the music. And then after producing for a bit, somebody gave me a broken guitar. And at the same time, I don't know if you can see it back there, Papa Wu gifted me one of Riz's old keyboards. And so I took like lessons in piano and lessons in guitar, and I fell in love with guitar. And I was like, man, I want to add this to my music. Like, and I just thought it'd be so rap as like a black dude. If I was like on stage in like a pair of Jordans shredding on guitar, like what would that do for like young black kids in terms of what they thought was like especially if I like brought it to rap and I made it cool and like, or at the end
Well,
of like a fly 16, you heard like a guitar solo go off, like, you know what I mean? Just
but
some
see,
different shit.
that's the thing too. Like, shit, it's ours anyway. We just don't know it's ours because the greatest guitarist is who? Hendrix. You know what I'm saying? We just forget.
And you got to think. So as I'm like studying this instrument and I'm studying the history of music, you realize like the guitar is an instrument that wasn't even cool until niggas made it cool. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And you got Sister Rosetta and you got Chuck Berry who done picked up the guitar and made it look sexy, made it look exciting, and then they go on and they sell millions and millions of guitars after that. But just capturing that spirit, like I seen it, and I seen it was a lane, and it was something I was in love with, and probably always too scared because like as a kid, especially coming from like places like we come from, you say you want to play guitar, they're like, why you do that? That's white people shit. And you know what I mean? Like I just wanted to break past whatever barrier because I was just in my mind, right? Ain't no one stopping me at the end.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not. We just don't know. Shit, BB King. Shit. Yeah, we just don't know. We just think that shit.
Albert King.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. Yeah, I'm gonna say. Can you?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Can you go back? What would you say your earliest age of music when you first remember music? You got introduced to music. How old were you? Where was you at?
Listen, if you ask my family, I've been like drawn to this since before they understood. Like my grandma told the story. I was like 2 years old, and the church had a talent show, and calling people up to like do their talents. And I like maybe I was 3, however you old when you could like first walk. And I like ran up like, yo, I'm gonna go to the stage and do some shit. And I ain't had, you know what I mean? So like, it's always been a draw. My mom was a single mom when I was young, and so I remember she'd be gone and she'd come back, and I'd be like 3, 4 years old and had made like some songs and some performances for like when she came back. So it's been like innate. But then as like a career, I got kicked out of high school. And as soon as I was kicked out of high school and, I was like on my own, like 16, 17, I was like, yo, I want to do this. And I want to own it too. You know what I mean? Like, so always done independent and, then turned down some situations because it meant that I would give up more than I keep. So forever, man, as far as I could say. But then like career wise, probably like the last 10 years, like really being like, I want to build this, I want to build something sustainable and to a vision that like keeps the integrity, grows the art, contributes to music at the end of the day. And so, yeah.
Then who would you say your biggest influences are?
That's always a tough question, man. There's so much, it takes a village. The first things that come to mind always is Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. Growing up in New York, I was like 5 years old and heard Nas's One Love in the cab. And I knew that was like my favorite rapper. It's been my favorite rapper since. But, just the culture of great hip hop. And then beyond that, every year, like, find some new thing that like drives you crazy and you dive into. Like, over the past 3 to 4 years, I say one of the greatest influences has definitely been Fela Kuti from Nigeria. And just his approach, the way that he built his own little empire, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was music, it was his philosophy, it was the way he was playing, it was the way he was bringing people together, it was his desire to liberate his people. You know what I mean? Because if you can liberate the people's minds, they'll start to get free on their own, right? So Fela's music really, like, man, that shit fucked me up. I'm not gonna, like, when I heard the story behind it, and then I could understand the music and the drive behind the lyrics, and like there's times where like he's built his own city within a city and promoting a certain lifestyle, and then the Nigerian government don't like that, and they come in and they raid his compound, they kill his moms, they try and stop him from making music, and he come back out and he keep creating and keep putting on shows, and you know what I mean, like keep selling records, and he owned his you know what I mean, he owned all his shit, so like he getting paid and he taking that money and he, you know what I mean, building a world for himself and educating people. It was just dope. So I say like, and that's been a major influence. Like, it's been a few years.
What's his name again?
Fela, Fela, Kuti. But and like right now, I know there's like Broadway shut down, but there was like a Broadway musical that kind of gave a show, and I know there's something on Netflix that really tells the story and is dope. I'm pretty sure that joint's still up on Netflix. And then there's other YouTube documentaries. So definitely Fela. Shout out to the Godfather James Brown. Like if you want to understand where like hip hop came from, or like the history of Black music and even fucking American pop music, American music period, James Brown. It all started with in at James Brown. Like he put music on the one. Let's just like he changed the time of music. He changed time literally. Um, and I read James McBride's book about James Brown, and it was just you know what I mean, trying to get into that spirit, trying to understand like what the fuck was he cooking with, you know what I'm saying, like because it was the funk. You know, like he tapped into like yeah, he tapped into like the how you feel when you in the black church. He tapped into how you feel when you at the barbecue. He tapped into the barbershop. You know what I mean? Like all those things that was deep. So there's that. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and give my bro Camouflage Mom a shout out because he was just here kicking it with me. And in terms of influences in this space, and that's the future. I don't think there's nobody more influential. I think that's the like hardest working, most innovative dude, like putting in work and really already changed the game, but probably gonna change the game a few more times over before it's said and done. So yeah, that's influences. And then I could go on, man. I love, you know what I mean? When you love your craft and you put in work every day, that'd be like asking like, you know, LeBron, like what his influence is for basketball is. He probably studying whoever grade that he ain't
at
studying.
the moment.
You know what I mean?
You always find
You know
somebody.
what I mean? Like let me go back and watch Wilt work. But I could watch Jordan for a month, like highlights and dissecting his game. And then I could watch Kobe. So like it's always just I love this shit, man. I love every aspect of this shit.
And then what would you say your story is as an MC? Like what do you try to get across in your music?
Right now my music, um, lifestyle, you know what I mean? Like ownership, an entrepreneurial spirit, um, kind of like what you do with the self help in terms of like giving people that game, giving people that motivation. Um, that's really the heart of my music. Like I just did the Shape 45 freestyle, and it really set for me kind of where I wanted to represent musically. And it was like one of my shorties went and started a business, texted me the image, thanked me for the inspiration, told me I'm the reason she did it. That's the energy I'm on. Let me know if you with it. So like it's that. It's like, you know what I mean? Like when there's people in my life and like my energy help them go start a business, go level up, go follow their hustle. That's what this music should do. And it should be like, you know, just the highest level of music, the highest level of art. Um, you know, and and every time. So like it's about love at the end of the day. Like if you take no other word from what I do, take love. Yeah.
So how would you describe your creative process?
Scatterbrained, different every time. For this last album, and we're putting out a mini doc that kind of captured the process. But like, I wanted it to be, especially during COVID, I wanted to capture all the moments musically that usually I find myself at my best. But when you work on your own, you may not get to. You know what I'm saying? Like when you collaborate with people, there's a certain like type of energy that comes. And like when you work outside of your comfort zone, there's a certain type of energy that comes. So the process for this last joint was real deliberate in that I was like, what are all the things that get me out my zone and put me in like a higher creative state? And I was like, traveling. All right, let me go somewhere. Collaborating. Let me go somewhere and bring people in the room. Um, Let me put the dopest MCs across the space that I could get on a track. And now, right, knowing, you know what I mean, that the energy is that. Let me co-produce with people. Um, and people who I know are dope. And as soon as we leave the room with each other, from each other, we both go on and like make more shit. So like, you know what I mean? Like, let's get that nice competitive heat going. So that was the process for this last one, was like, how do I reverse engineer all the type of moments that bring the best out of me, and then create that scenario, and then I'm happy with the results from that. I'm happy with the results from that. But it's different every time, you know.
Yeah, I was reading you just dropped a project with Camouflage Mom. Is that what you just
Yeah,
talked about?
that came out over the summer,
Okay.
and that was part of what sparked the idea though, because like the way that we ended up working together was just real good energy. Yeah, I mean, real back and forth. Like, yo, I got something hot, you got something hot, and so you know, that's someone who I brought in when I went to do this next full length album, and I brought in the homie CG, Genesis, Tony Boy helped with the engineering, Rome Streets is on it, Hus Kingpin, G4 Jag, Ty Ferris, who's a fucking monster, Billy Esco, Jay Skis, you know what I mean? Love the Genius, just everyone who are SD Mac, like just high level spitters, high level songwriters, high level producers, and it was like, yo, if I can create this pressure cooker, can I get good product out? Can I get, you know, nice gem of a product out? And so that's coming November 13th, Friday the 13th of November. We looking to drop it, and so you know that's why I'm out on the press run or whatever, on the road, you know, saying what's up. But that's how we did that process. But I mean, I don't know. Usually, sometimes I'll just grab a guitar, start playing something, hit a rhythm, go to the MPC, throw some drums, grab a bass, make a bass line. You know what I mean? Try and add some keys, start writing to it. If I hear somebody else who might be dope on it, send it to them, see if they got something for it. Or like yesterday, like I'll even call in other producers. Like I played something on the guitar and I heard drums from a producer that I fuck with. And I was like, yo, why don't you send me some drums? And they sent me back 20 drums. Like, you know what I mean? Like 20 different loops. And I was like, wow. So really just like wherever the inspiration goes, wherever like the spark hits, sometimes, you know what I mean? I'm riding my bike, some bars come or a melody comes or like a flow comes, and then like you go and you write around that. Or if I produce for someone else, I usually say like they already got bars or like a song, be like, yo, spit that or sing that. And then, you know, I can hear like what the chord progression would be and play that and then add the rhythm. So it's all over the place, man. It's all over the place. Whatever the situation calls for.
Yeah, and then you was talking about Papa Wu earlier. Taking keyboard.
Rest in paradise, Papa Wu.
So how was it working with him? You said he gave you said you got the keyboard from him, right?
Yeah. Let me see if it's up against the wall right now.
Yeah, I see it.
Hold on, I don't wanna lose my camera. There we go. So we still here. Yo, I just, that was a blessing, bro. That was a supreme honor. And I got to spend some time with his sons not too long ago, celebrating his book. Matter of fact, hold on, wrong track.
PoPolitickin.com. Smoke a break.
So this is actually Papa's book. I know that's gonna be to the master soon, but I was gifted that from his seeds, and man, it was just one of the honors of like my life, career, whatever. I was already in the studio. I was working, like how I'm almost always working. Some of my homies was out partying and shit. And that Drake line always hit me like, my friends out partying, I want to make the music that they party to. So I'm working, and then it hit me like, yo, we got Papa Wu with us, and he wants to come to a studio. He working, and I'm like, studio's on, like come through. Like I'm already cooking something that sound like what Papa Wu would like. And they come through, and like Pop and I just immediately like click. You know what I mean? We just like that. And I think probably almost every day after that for like a month or so, like we was locked in making music. You know what I mean? He had a vision that he wanted to get out. And so much game and wisdom that he was trying to impart. I don't know if he knew, you know, what the timeline for him was, but he was moving at a pace that he knew he was trying to accomplish as much as he could accomplish in the window of time that he had. So just dropped a lot of gems, a lot of game. And as we, you know, bonded and he seen how serious I was about music, he was like, yo, I got something that like I ain't never really been able to impart on nobody. And I think, you know, you'll be worthy. And so he gifted me that keyboard, and he told me like he had tried to give it to other people and they couldn't figure out how to like get, like RZA had already put like sounds in there and like program, you know what I mean? Like his own sonic concoctions and keys and synths and shit. And so like, he was like, don't nobody know how to get to him. And I was like, I'll figure it out. Don't worry. Like, you leave that with me. I'll figure it out. And I'll figure out how to fucking hook it up to the MPC and like get it twerking like nobody had before. And so that's what happened. Like he brought it by, and You know, I found those sounds. And it was a chord Triton. Like this is the same joint that like the Neptunes was going off on when they was first. You know what I mean? Getting it popping. Like the instrument itself was just like legendary in like the hip hop scope. And then I've like scoured the internet before I had this. I'm about to get goosebumps. This happens every time. Before I had this, I like looking for like RZA in the studio and like YouTube, and just trying to find like the stars. And I've seen that in a video before. So for that to like come into the space was like, you know what I mean? And so there's a song on this album called RZA's Keyboard that features Papa Wu and features Wrong Streets, and I speak on that story. And I use the keyboard, specifically like some sounds that I got off the keyboard, just to tell the story to honor that moment. But yeah, I had an amazing time, rocking with Papa Wu. He opened a lot of doors for me, taught a lot. The same wisdom that he was given, to the clan when they was young is the same type shit he wanted to pass on to us, from things about work ethic to spiritual things. Like, yeah, might get a little emotional. Pardon me, I'm gonna hit my weed real quick. One time for the God.
Then I want you to talk about your shoes. I see them in the back.
Yeah, behind me I got the.
It's your line, right? I heard you on your third release.
Yeah, we're getting ready to drop the third. The third's gonna come with the album. It's a sneaker trilogy that I wanted to create. Those are the threes. I dropped them in reverse though. So those are the threes. These are the twos with the gold bottom, Santa Claus suede, red leather, black suede, white suede with the white leather. Yo, I didn't know that I was like totally obsessed with shoes, and then the whole thing just kind of like fell into place. Like in the same week that like I sold my first big batch of shoes, a friend of mine gave me the book, and he didn't know. He just gave me the book, Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. Phil Knight's the founder of Nike. That was his memoir, like his book that he wrote. And then I seen like a thing that FIT had a sneaker program, and they seen some of my designs and gave me a scholarship and was like, come do the program. And like those things all intertwined within like 7 days. And I was like, oh, I think this is like a thing. And I've really, you know what I mean? Like I dove in and took it seriously and have been. And so, yeah, these are just two examples of like a premium product shoe. The three has a white crocodile skin with the red Santa Claus suede. There's like boost type technology in the bottom, so it's super comfortable. It helps with your posture, and it just looks gorgeous. And then you got the gold bottoms on the tools, all high premium material. And yeah, again, just wanting more and more ways to hustle. And it's just something that I love. Like this came out of love more so than anything. Like I was selling T-shirts because merch helps supplement sales or whatever. And then I got approached about designing a shoe, and I was like, all right, cool. And then, like I said, things just fell into place. But I take it real seriously now. I'm close to finishing the FIT course, and that's another realm of access and opportunities. And as a straight black male in a shoe designing space, I just want to open doors or whatever, and show what's possible, and also just from this artist thing. I sat down with Aloe Black once, took him out to lunch, and like if I always remember reading, like, if you want game, like, take the richest person or like somebody that's successful in your craft, take them out to lunch. And so I had an opportunity to take Aloe Black out to lunch, and one of the things that we talked about that always illuminated the light in my mind was, if you got a brain that could write raps and can make songs, that means your mind is capable of doing mad shit. You could write a book, you could create, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, that hit me, and I was like, word, I shouldn't just limit myself, to just, and I was always I want to be the dopest rapper ever. Like, I don't want to just do this for the money. Like, I want to do this and be like one of the illest, and and be pioneering spirit, entrepreneurial spirit. But this also just that gym also just shed light on like, word, what else can I do? And so challenging myself to do something like write the graphic novel, and then the character in the graphic novel wears the sneakers, and this is a way for me to like, create a universe that people can kind of live in. And I know, you do this right, the type of doors that continue to open, and then showing, again, every time that somebody does something dope that I see, it's like, oh shit, I never knew I could do something like that. What can I do now? So if I could continue to in that line of sparking that light, and giving people more ways to like make money, own shit, have different hustles, that's what we about over here. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
was.
and the shoes are available online. You can get them in your size. They come within like 14 days. Shipping is free. Um, if you don't like the size, if it is off or whatever, you can send them right back. Send you another pair. But they all like there's a sizing chart, and they always like fit perfect. I've had so many people hit me about how comfortable they are, how much compliments they get when they wear them, all of that. So yeah,
So what year did you get started with that? The shoes.
man, this has been like a year now.
Oh,
Like I said, this all just kind of freak accident happened, um, and I'm serious about it now. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I just see, I see anytime I see a lane, and I could pursue that lane, and it's something that I'm passionate about anyways. Like, you know, I love this shit, and like I'm so excited to unveil like the last in the sneaker trilogy, and the level of quality material that goes into that one, and the silhouette, like yeah, it's gonna be fun to roll out for like the fall and into the winter. And then I'll have completed kind of what I wanted to do with this vision, and I learned so much, you know, during the sneaker school program, that like where I want to elevate things to next is gonna be a real fun space. And just for aspiring, sneaker designers out there, I'll just say that there is a lot of opportunity in the athletic shoe space, and in this athleisure kind of space. You know what I mean? There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of room for growth, and we're gonna make sure that like all of this talent, all of this hip hop culture, all this swagger that a lot of these kids have, that are designers, doesn't just get like pilfered off of the internet when people see it, um, but that they really get to cash in, and that the doors are open for a poor folk to be able to get these opportunities. And this is our culture. Like, we're the ones that made sneakers hot and made sneakers popular, made sneaker culture like a thing. So I really am, of the belief that there should be a lot of opportunity, and it'll benefit everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you got people making the flyest designs and that are on the pulse of the culture and that know the culture, that's only going to drive up your bottom line. So let's do things that make sense.
yeah. I actually another guy on the show. He's a rapper named Champagne Dwayne. He made Dwayne Wade's his Converse sneakers back in the day. So he was telling
Wow.
me about that. He was telling me about it. I mean, yeah, more black people need to get into that field, like you saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's routes for education. So I'm gonna always shine light on routes for education. Shout out to FIT, through Complex, that they have like, a program for sneakers, and I know they have one for streetwear design as well. And so, it's just the way, especially like if you're creative and you're not as inclined to like, a standard education route, this is a way for you to get some certification, some access, some doors open, you know what I mean? Some hands to shake. And it's half the game is always who you know and who you have access to, that you can present your ideas and show that you're talented. And then, from there, as long as you don't drop the ball and you dunk it every time, like you stay focused on moving up.
Then what's the website for your shoes?
You can find everything at cultclassics88.com or
Right.
deuceellis.com. Both places, both sites will take you to the same place. Um, and if you just follow me on Instagram at Deuce Ellis, it's the link in bio. That's one of the things that I'm trying to push to all creators out there, is that your link in bio, especially if you're generating likes, generating people staying on a platform, generating people spending time on someone else's platform. Your link and your bio should be worth as much money as you can make it worth. You know what I mean? Because that's your opportunity to convert all of that engagement into something that you can monetize, and a way that you can, you know what I mean, take that energy and that attention and turn it into more cash. So I'm always promoting that. Your link in bio, just start thinking like that. If you're creative and you come across this, start thinking like, how do I make my link in bio worth money? How do I monetize that? And then go from there. And then, you know, like it's like marketing. It's like any other once. And I'll shout out Carl Hitchborn, because he'll appreciate the shout out. He's someone who came into the music business as a businessman outside of like the traditional way of thinking about music. And he saw music and he helped me understand thinking like this, and it changed how I do my business. I make a product at the end of the day, and it's my job to make a great product and then sell that product. And when we understood it like that, I didn't necessarily need the gatekeepers in the same ways. You know what I mean? I just needed to understand, how do I get my product, make the hottest product, and then connect it to the people that want to buy it. And if I could do that consistently, then, you know, I could earn a living off of these creative endeavors. And then again, you could create whatever. You know what I'm saying? In the you can make a ebook right now, sell it for $1. 1,000 people buy it, that's $1,000, or however much you want to sell it for, based on what you know your numbers are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can turn that link into whatever in this era that we live in, which is amazing. Like, you know, a couple of blue letters, you click it, and that could be a book, a video experience, an album, a T-shirt. You know what I mean? Like a sneaker, whatever. And now people can buy that, and that's money in your account. So yeah, just really passing that train of thinking along to anyone who's in this creative space. Create the best shit that you can create, and then make sure that there's a line that leads people to something that they can buy, hold on to, participate in, and keep reinventing that shit. And like, you're good to go for as long as this shit hold up. And then if you got that mentality, whatever happened next, we'll just take it to whatever, you know what I mean, the new platform is. Whatever, you know what I mean? It still make great product, find how to get it to the people, and roll it out beautifully, and then make them happy, and rinse and repeat, and scale up.
I like that.
Yeah, I appreciate this, man.
Yeah, no doubt. What else? I'll say, no, I had something for you. You ready?
Uh-huh.
So if you don't eat meat, what do you eat?
Today, yo, I just signed up for this meal service, and they better cut me a check soon, called Huel, because I wanted to try it, and they got like complete food, like vegan meals. Like it's like a shake you drink, and then they got some hot and savory meals, and that's just been pretty fire. I just got that in the mail like in the last week or so. But before that, just whatever is fire that ain't meat. Or like, I know every dope vegetarian/vegan restaurant in New York City now, and that's kind of where I'm leading to, because not just for me, but for anyone who wants to, like, you know, just change their diet. I just show how I do it, and how I still eat like real good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, still eat real good, but healthy, and try and, you know, take care of our bodies or whatever. And it started for me, honestly. I did a cleanse like maybe 10 years ago, 7 years ago. And the cleanse just didn't involve eating no meat. And I remember, like, at the end of it, like maybe 3-4 days later, I ate a burger. And I felt the whole burger. Like, I had cleansed and was so like I was feeling so good. And I felt that whole fucking burger, and I was like, nah, never again. And that was it. Like, it was nothing even that serious other than
Where did you get the burger from, though?
I don't know. One of my favorite burger spots.
Oh, so it was a place that you like. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good ass burger, but I'm just saying, like I felt the difference. That's all. You know what I mean? Like, after having not for like, I think the cleanse was like 10 days, and then I still didn't eat meat for another 2 days, and then I went and had me like a bomb ass burger, and like I was like, oh, ugh. And so I just never I just never like I stopped that day and I just never ate meat again. Like just cold turkey. I quit smoking cigarettes like that though. I was like,
How
I don't
long
want to
ago was
smoke
that?
cigarettes no more. Cigarettes was definitely like 12 years ago now. I was smoking cigarettes. I'm 32. I was smoking cigarettes when I was like 20, 21. And you know what I mean? I stopped that shit just one day. So I remember I was smoking outside in the fucking cold in Buffalo in the freezing cold, like fingertips shaking.
Yeah, fuck all
And then
that.
and then came inside and had the ill head rush, like, this don't feel, why did I do that? Like, why did I do that? What the fuck did this accomplish at all? Like, this did nothing for my life other than, like, probably fuck me up. And I was like, I'm done. And I replaced it. I was like, really, I'm smoking because, one, the jobs let you go take cigarette
That's
breaks.
why I was smoking. I started smoking when I was in the Marine Corps because of that. Because like you take, man, you can take like 5 or 6 breaks when you want to smoke. So I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna go smoke then.
You can't even piss that often.
I
You know,
know,
they piss that often, they think you up to something. You
right?
want to smoke cigarette? You can smoke as many fucking cigarettes. Matter of fact, if you took 5, you could go to whoever and be like, look, man, I need one more. And most people would be like, all right, cool, go smoke another. Like, no one's ever stopping you from smoking a cigarette. No one questions you if you say that. If you say you need a cigarette, no one doubts you about it at all. If you say you need to pee, people be like, really? Again? Right?
I know, right?
So,
But it tastes
I
nasty.
just started.
Like for real, cigarettes like they taste nasty. I just smoke them like I had to be really already drunk, really. Then somebody just smoking, and I just want to smoke some. Give me one, but not on the regular, really.
And so,
It's
you know,
nasty.
yeah, I'm human. Sometimes that'll happen, right? But for at the job, because I realized like it was just like I'm bored. This is a reason to stop working, and they let me do it. So I brought a jump rope with me to work, and I'd be like, instead of smoking a cigarette, I'm a jump rope for 15 minutes, and I did that for like 2 months, and then I never smoked, and every time I jump rope, I felt great, and it was like, why would I want to? And smoking made me feel like shit, so it was like, why would I want to? You know what I mean? Like trade those back in, and so that's just how I did it, and you know.
What about
Like I
how
said, I
long for
just,
the vegan? How long
huh?
you vegan?
I'm not. I wouldn't say 100% vegan. I'm plant based. I still like cheese. I'm from New York, man. Pizza is amazing out here. So from time to time, I still have cheese, and you know, but it's probably been like 6, 7 years of like not eating meat, 2 years of not eating fish.
Yeah,
Um,
I did presbyterian for a year just to see can I do it. And then the first thing I ate was damn Wingstop, and that shit was nasty. But I think I can
that's
do
what,
like I can do the fish. Like if you want me to just do pescatarian, I can do that. But I don't think I can just go with no meat. I need some meat.
and like I said, you know, like the game has changed now because they got like the Beyond Meat and the Impossible Burgers and shit like that. So like I love that shit.
My boy be
Some of
getting
the
on me though, cause my boy he vegan, so he's like, well, you can't really eat too much of that either, cause you got soy in it. Or you can't really eat the processed stuff. I'm like, man, it's all that. Fuck it, I just whatever. Cause I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
it get too technical now, man. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, but see, that's also why I was like, yo, I found this service online. They like, yo, we make complete food. It comes to your door. And I was like, I need that because I'm getting busy, man. I don't got time always to like. There's a couple of restaurants though in my area. Like, there's this one spot, it's a Chinese spot, and they make all vegetarian food, and everything that they make is fire, and they deliver. You know what I mean? And then all my West Indian spots, like there's one called Natural Blend here that is a strictly vegan West Indian food, and you could get your jerk chicken, your curry chicken. They got mac and cheese that's vegan. Their mac and cheese is fire. I gotta shout them out too. Shout out Natural Blend because they treat me good every time that I go there, and I eat there quite often.
Yeah, I gotta hit up my DJ right quick. See what part of Brooklyn he from. I forgot he live out there too.
Oh hell yeah, man.
Yeah, we might have to bring you back on the. Cause I got another show with him on it, so I might have to bring you back on that show too.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. It's good vibes, man. I like talking with you, bro.
Yeah. Then what else? Some of your other interests outside of music?
Um, shit, more music. Nah, I did the graphic novel. That was cool. Shout out Kevin Delgado. He illustrated that and did an amazing job. and that'll come with the music. What else am I into, man? I've been really deep in this process these days. Like I've been really living this life between like adding more instruments and then still writing and rapping and shit. Um, I don't know, women. I love women. That's what I do with my spare time. Just hang with lovely young ladies, and I don't know.
Okay, so what you think about
Go out to eat.
yeah, I would say what's your
Go
opinion on
out.
I don't know if you know, like nowadays, like it's been I ain't gonna name no rappers' names, but it's been a lot of rappers like they end up getting their conversations getting videotaped and they're playing it on social media and shit. What do you think about it?
Yeah, man. That's you know. Here's the thing, though. Some of them, and again, because we're not naming names or talking about nobody in particular, but I can tell some people, they probably didn't get a certain type of attention before they were famous, and so they're not really able to handle, you know what I mean, that sort of attention, and they also attract people who are aware of that. You know what I mean? Like there are people who are aware of like, oh, you're not used to like getting pussy, you're not used to having women all over you, which means you easily distracted, which means that like, you're more open. And so yeah, like I could line you, I could get compromising photos of you, like, and then we live in I mean, there's that so because like that social dilemma thing came out, and I was like, yeah, I'm missing the point. People have always been people. The technology is just another platform for us to be who the fuck we always were. So like they was doing this back in the day, like when you could take a Polaroid picture of somebody and you're like, I got you on Polaroid, and I hold it. You know what I'm saying? And it was the same. It was the same type dudes who was like
Yeah,
a
it's
little
for the
too loose,
national
a little.
fire and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's always somebody who's gonna try and profit off of, catching you off guard. But if you always prepare, you don't ever got to get ready. Um, so that's just listen. Life is war, bro. Every aspect of this life shit is war, and in the most glorious and beautiful way. And like, the
Mm.
more you realize that, the less you upset when people come at you, or what I mean, life seems unfair, or things don't go your whatever those things are. Like you understand that like everything about this life is just, and then if you pursue, if you want more and more, you want things that bring more attention to you or bring more people out after what you may have, you just got to be prepared for that.
Mm. What advice would you
So
give to a new artist?
focus shit. um Take the perspective of this is a business more so than wanting to be in the industry. You know what I mean? Because if you make an amazing product and you build a culture around your product and you connect with buyers and you make them return customers, that'll kind of handle the rest. You know what I mean? And then own your shit. Or if you and then take the perspective of strategic partnerships, because now that you own something that you have the data for, you know what I mean, you have the following behind, you have a great product. Now if you choose to do business with any of these companies or corporations, you already know the link, and you understand that they're coming, like again, life is war, so you understand that they're coming from the perspective of how much can they take from you for how little can they give. Like, let's just keep it 100. That's business, right? But then if you approach them with the energy of, I know what I'm worth, and I don't necessarily need you, but I'd like to do business with you, and you don't want me doing business with your competition because that hurts you. How do we work together? If we can work together, then that just changes how the deals are structured, and that you don't have to rush necessarily, especially if you own it and you can monetize it and you make that link in your bio, worth whatever. And this go for whoever. Like if you got an OnlyFans or a mixtape or a barbershop or a bakery, you know what I'm saying? It's all the same thing. Of like, make incredible product, market it well, and connect it with people, and love what the fuck you do, because people gonna tell whether or not you're doing it just for the money. They're gonna tell whether or not like you're passionate about it, and whether you put that blood, sweat, and tears into it. That's you can't fake that funk. So for any artist, like, yo, just come up with the mentality of building something that you're gonna own, like you build any other business. You know, try and get great people around you. Always try and work with the highest level of talent you can put yourself around. Put in the time in the gym for your craft, and then put in more time in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe always said, like the reason that he got better than anybody else is because he looked, and he said the kids in the summer camp who busted his ass the first year, he realized they only practice 2 days a week. So he decided to practice 7 days a week, twice a day. You know what I'm saying? And within 2 years, he was the best player in his state. And in the next year, he was the youngest player in the NBA. So again, it's all about how you choose to approach it. So I say, especially because it's getting more and more competitive, but there's also more and more space for creators because it's more fragmented. Is put in the work, put in the work on making your product, put in the work on presenting your product, put in the work on getting yourself tight. You know what I mean? And be a leader in the space. Seek to elevate everyone around you. Make your team strong. Make your team make the world strong. And the fruits will come. You know what I'm saying? If you put in the work and you elevating yourself and you staying consistent, the fruits will come. So that's really what I leave on. Right on time.
Yeah. I say, what would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Endless gratitude. For those who've been on a journey real long, and for those who are just joining on, thank you in every way possible. The best is yet to come.
Yes.
And let's continue this journey to like a new stratosphere. Like it's really about to get fun. And in these tough times, love conquers all.
Hey, what part of Brooklyn you from? Period. He said he live in East Flatbush.
Flatbush was good. Shout out my Flatbush folk. I'm in Bed-Stuy.
Yeah, it's a homie. We gotta have him on the show. His name Deuce Ellis. I was just asking what part of Brooklyn he from.
Ellis.
Yeah, bring him on. Yeah, he in Bed-Stuy, so he over there like, you know, right under the train. I know where that's at.
Yeah. I'll hop on a Revel Go and just ride right to you. And then y'all are always welcome to the compound too. Like whatever, man. It's
I'm gonna hit you back
up. Oh yeah,
all right. Yeah, I was just trying to see where you're from. Yeah, I'm gonna have to we're gonna do another show. Have him
Flatbush in the building. Represent. Brooklyn represent, man.
Yeah. My bad. I ain't meant to cut you off on that part. You was
No. I was finishing. Like I said, that was perfect timing. Like I said my point, and then the phone rang. Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, man. I want to say appreciate politicking with you, bro.
Right back at you, champion. Right back at you. It's been fun. It's been a vibe.
You want to hit him with your social media again?
At Deuce Ellis, DeuceEllis. Yeah, just follow that everywhere one more time, Deuce Ellis, and that'll get you to the links to the website. Follow me on the socials. Let's connect. I'm on there giving motivation. You don't eat meat. What do you eat? Showing like the dopest vegan foods and ways to eat, and whatever else is cool that's going on. So follow the journey. Tap in. The new music is on the way, and PoPolitickin, man, it's been real.
Appreciate you.